Step by step on business. That's on my mama, watch me spin on me and split, now I can't feel it. We in the trap, we sold the city on my biddy. Take these diamonds off and show you how we lit it.
Welcome back to another episode of Before the Horn podcast. As you know, I am your host, Khalil. With me, as always, I got Day One.
Yes, sir. How y'all doing? Let's get into it tonight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we got a very, very special guest coming on with us tonight. You want to introduce yourself?
I'm Terrance T. Stokes, man. Happy to be here. Proud of y'all, man. You know, y'all really doing your thing with this, so I'm glad to be here.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you for coming on. As you know, as always, we got 4 topics we need to talk about. We got to give our week 15 picks. A big week coming up. We coming down the stretch of the last 4 games of the season. We got to talk about the AFC conference. Is it just a very competitive conference, or they're just bad teams competing for that number 1 spot? We also got to touch on the Draymond Green situation and suspension and everything he got going on in his saga. And to wrap it up, we got a big weekend of UFC. We got to talk about UFC 296 preview, Leon Edwards versus Kobe Covington main event. So we definitely got to talk about that. But without further ado, take it away, Day One.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get it. You know what we do every week, man. Every Friday, we give it to y'all our weekly picks. We are in week 15. Like Khalil said, there are 4 weeks left of the season. Playoff hopes are heating up, but we're going to get right into it. As we are currently doing this podcast in the AFC West Showdown, the Los Angeles Chargers are taking on the Las Vegas Raiders on Thursday Night Football. All right, first games first out of the Saturday slate. The Minnesota Vikings are traveling to Cincinnati to face the Bengals in another battle of the backups.
So this game, I like the Vikings to take this one. I feel that their defense, their defense will keep them in it. Nick Mullins won't have to make too many plays. So I like the Vikings to go take this one.
I'm not gonna lie, 2 7-16s, 2 backup quarterbacks, but I'm rolling with Cincinnati. They've been playing good football recently. Jake Browning has been better than I expected. Vikings got a quarterback situation going on. I don't know if Nick Mullins is going to be the answer. Josh Dobbs, a couple people was on his bandwagon, but he's now benched, so they got Nick Mullins starting this week. So we'll see what happened there. But I just like what I've seen from this Bengals team. But Jake Browning, like I said, has been balling. He's taking advantage of the weapons he has, the Jamar Chases, the Joe Mixons, the T. Higgins. So I think they keep it rolling at home Saturday.
Hey, Lil, I'm right with you, bro. TS, you're not lying. The Vikings defense, they are on a roll. Hopefully, Nick Mullins don't have to do too much. I mean, he getting Jefferson back. Jefferson came back from a nagging hamstring injury. He had a chest injury, but he should be playing this Saturday. But like Khalil said, the Bengals definitely have been rolling. Jake Browning, he surprised me against the Jags, and he surprised me last week. He's doing really good. He's taking advantage of these weapons like Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, just like Khalil said. And I feel like Cincinnati, they want to keep their hopes alive in the AFC North. That is a very stacked division. They're fighting for a playoff spot, just like the Vikings are. But I like the Bengals at home in this one. I'm not going to lie. All right, next game of the Saturday slate. Pittsburgh Steelers are traveling to Indianapolis to face Gardner Minshew and the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts are favored in this game.
So me personally, I'm going to take the Colts here. I personally think that the Colts have been playing good football, honestly, this whole season. Their defense, really these past 3 weeks, I think that their defense and special teams, have scored a touchdown, for these past 3 weeks, so they're playing really good ball there. And then also the Steelers offense, really isn't playing that well. And then to couple that, their defense, has also giving up some big plays, to teams, that really aren't known, known for having good offenses, So I think that when all of that is put together, I think that the Colts are going to comfortably win this one.
Yeah, give me the Colts too. This is another battle of the backup quarterbacks, Gardner Minshew and Mr. Trubisky. Mr. Trubisky beginning to start on Saturday. Kenny Pickett's still out with an ankle injury. But, this offense really hasn't looked good all year, no matter who the quarterback been, no matter if it's Kenny Pickett or Mitch Trubisky back there, quarterback. I just don't really believe in their offense. They hang their hat on their defense, TJ Watt and them boys. But I think the Indianapolis Colts got the offensive line to block them up front and be able to protect Gardner Minshew. And we've seen Gardner Minshew have some games now where it's like, he's a very serviceable backup. in his spot. And I think he keeps it rolling against this Steelers defense. I think it'd be a close game. It won't be an easy win, but I'm taking Gardner Minshew and the Colts to get it done at home.
Yeah, I think we all on the same page. Give me the Colts at home, defending their home turf. Gardner Minshew has not been that bad this year. Okay, this past Sunday, they got smacked by the Bengals. Like we just done talk about Jake Brown and the Bengals. But this Steelers offense, bro, they've been just like very sour. I don't know what's up with Kenny Pickett. He has under 10 passing touchdowns this whole entire year.
Yeah,
Joe Flacco has 5. Yeah, he has 6. Joe Flacco already has 5. It takes one more game probably for Flacco to tie him or pass him. But Gardner Minshew has not been that bad for the Colts at all. He has them fighting for a playoff spot, probably the 6th or 7th seed, probably not the 5th. You also have them fighting for the division. Maybe we already know the Jags are probably going to hang on for the division. But the Colts defense, it's just a pretty good defense. I'm not going to lie. I trust them when I trust the Steelers offense in this game. And in the Steelers defense, they're a solid defense. They have some injuries on there. They still got TJ Watt playing as well. He's, in my opinion, he's the best edge rusher in the league. But, I mean, he hasn't really lived up to that this year. He kind of had a dip off in the middle of the season. But I like the Colts at home just because I can't trust the Steelers offense. It's too stale. All right, last game of the Saturday slate. Russell Wilson and the Broncos. They're traveling to Detroit to face Jared Goff and the Lions.
I like Denver here. Detroit really hasn't been playing well these past few weeks, while Denver, really has probably been, I wouldn't say the best team, but, they've been consistent, really like these past, 6-7 weeks. And, they're one of the more blitz happy teams in the league. And once Goff gets pressure, Goff is a different quarterback, so I feel that Denver defense, will keep him uncomfortable.
Deer headlights.
And Denver is going to come out with this. That's what I think.
Not gonna lie, I'm rocking with Detroit in this one. I know they've been struggling as of late. Jared Goff has been turning over the football. They kind of starting to revert back to that, old Lions team that, we're kind of used to seeing from them. But I think, they get a boost from playing the Broncos. The Broncos have improved since, we've seen them a couple of weeks into the season when they got 70 hung up on them. That's not the same team that we're seeing playing today. But I think the Lions get a much needed win in this one just to gain some momentum back, as they come down the stretch of trying to vie for one of them top playoff spots. Because if you really look at the standings right now, they're only a game out of first place with, 49ers, Cowboys, and Eagles all up there. So they're right there. But I think this is a game that, they got to go in there. They got to must win. This is going to be on prime time, 8:15 kickoff Eastern time on NFL Network. I think they get it done at home in front of their crowd. And that offense get rolling. I can see them putting up 30 plus this game.
This is kind of a toss-up to me, in my opinion. I'm not going to lie. Because the Lions, the past handful of weeks, even in the Saints game, even though they won that game, they have been disappointing, especially at defense. We're seeing Jared Goff going back to his old ways with the turnovers. He's a deer in headlights when he gets pressured. On the other hand, we've seen the Denver Broncos. They've been winning lately. I mean, besides that loss they took a couple weeks ago, but they've been on a roll lately. Russell Wilson has been finding his groove. Still doesn't look like the Russell Wilson of old days, but Russell Wilson has truly never been an elite quarterback. I used to think that he was, but looking back at it, he has been a truly elite quarterback. He's been a really good quarterback, not elite. Don't start with me, both of y'all too. I know y'all two are not on a Russell Wilson bandwagon like I was. It's okay. You know what? Y'all can tell me right now. Tell me how bad I was on a Russell Wilson bandwagon. Tell me how bad I was.
I just had to let you know, bro. Like, I mean, I'm not going to – you just fell for the Kool-Aid like everybody else. That's it. But as you can see, without the Legion of Boom, he hasn't been what everybody say he was. But that's neither here nor there.
Anyways, I'm going to continue. Let me get the Lions at home in a must-win game. I think this is crucial for Detroit to win this game. Like Khalil said, they are behind the Niners, Eagles, and Cowboys for that number 1 seed. Will they be the number 1 seed? Most likely not. They're going to end up as a 3 seed. I think that's the best that they finished this year. But coming off of a nasty, bad loss to the Bears, and their defense has been slacking the last handful of weeks, I think Detroit, on prime time, they're going to show up and show out in Motown. So give me the Lions at home. All right, moving on to Sunday. We got an AFC East showdown as Zach Wilson and the Jets, who had an impressive win this past Sunday against Houston, they're traveling to Miami to face Tua and the Dolphins.
Kind of went back and forth on this one. Ultimately, I think that the Dolphins will win, and that's with the assumption that Tyreek Hill is playing, without any limitations. However, I did see their game last week, versus Houston. And granted, Houston is a team that's dealing with injuries, but I think it was DJ Reed who said that Zach Wilson, is playing like he has nothing to lose, and like I feel that,
Facts.
that's him at his best, because really at this point he truly has nothing to lose, So like now, like I feel that he like may start showing, some traits that got him drafted at number two. And then with that Jets defense, it's kind of like you aren't dependent on him, to necessarily go out and continuously make those plays, But like here, and there, he's capable of making the play, But I do think that the Dolphins, will have too much talent, in the game that they kind of need to have, to keep pace for that top seed. So give me Miami in a close one.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a good one. You got the Jets coming off of, a 30-point second half to get over the red hot Texans. The Texans have been, one of the more surprising teams this year, and Jets have been one of the underwhelming teams, given the fact that, the injury to Aaron Rodgers and everything that happened there with the quarterback situation. So as you mentioned, Zach Wilson does not have nothing to lose. So I think he goes out there, he throws it around and, probably try to get a bunch of yards or whatever and not play as timid as he's been playing early in the season. But I'm still gonna go with the Dolphins in this one. I got the Dolphins winning this one. They did get a major loss to that offensive line that's been pretty beat up. They just lost Connor Williams for the rest of the season with the torn ACL. So they're down there center now. So they're on the backup center. Teron Armstead was already out. They already had another player out. So we'll see what that offensive line look like. But as long as Tyreek Hill is there, I think this offense would be all right. I think Tua and the boys bounce back. Tyreek, Raheem Mostert, Devin A-Chain, all of them, they bounce back, get a win at home in Miami. I think this is one that they need, and they're going to go get. Given the fact that if they lose this one, they got Dallas the week after. And I don't know what's going to happen in that Dallas game. Dallas has been playing tremendously, but I think this is one that you got to have, given what's coming up, Dallas and Buffalo, and a couple weeks after that too.
Honestly, bro, this is going to be a great divisional game. I mean, the Jets defense has been pretty solid all year. The most they have allowed was 32 points, and that was against the Bills in their second matchup in Buffalo. Again, the injuries to the Jets kind of made them have an underwhelming season. But like y'all said, Zach Wilson's going out there playing like he has nothing to lose. He's going to probably ball to the wall. He's going lights out. He doesn't care anymore. I mean, honestly, Jack Wilson has been very demoralizing, like thrown under the bus by his staff and by some of the players on the roster. But last week against Houston, he showed us a really lot. That's the reason why he got drafted within the top two. On the other hand, to the Dolphins, you lose Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill has not practiced this whole week, so he's not even a clear go-to on Sunday. I mean, maybe he might show up and play Sunday, but that ankle injury looks really bad, and he didn't practice this whole week. So let's see what Tua can do without Tyreek. At the end of the day, Dolphins are some way of injury riddled right now, but I still got Dolphins at home because I just don't think the Jets can kind of keep up with them offensively. But I think Tua can still get it done. All right, on to the next game. AFC South Showdown. Houston, they're traveling to Tennessee and a battle rookie quarterbacks. Hopefully, CJ Stroud plays as he will be taking on Will Levis.
I got Tennessee in this one. As I said previously, Houston, is a team that's banged up. CJ Stroud didn't practice today. And then they also have injuries, in their receiving court. And then also the Titans, they're coming off a huge win on a Monday night. And they're like kind of like down to their last life. So I think that coupled with the Texans, health or lack of health, and then also a team that's desperate, a team that's also well coached, and then also Derrick Henry, historically does well versus Houston. So just with all that together, I'm going to take Tennessee.
I'm confused, TS2. Can I ask you a question? Is Derrick Henry overrated? I mean, I think he's top 3 in the league in rushing right now with a bottom 3 offensive line. Do you think Derrick Henry is overrated? Can I just ask you that quick question before the guy who thinks he's overrated goes and gives his pick?
So I don't necessarily think he's like one of like the best backs in the league anymore, per se. But he's still a solid running back.
Would you consider him top 5?
I don't know, probably not.
What? All right. What, bro? What? Oh my
Hey
goodness.
man, it's not just me, man. It's just not just me, man. As you can
Y'all some
see.
I
haters.
mean, I mean, so like he's like in that tier two, like tier like three range, you know. So like that's in like that, you know, like that 6 to 8 range, that 5 to 8 range, you know. So like, you know, so like he's in that combo. So like, I get it.
You just make Khalil head bigger.
Listen, man, they want got a Derrick Henry poster too. Don't worry, bro. I'll get you about invited to the family function. I got you, yeah. But I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm going with Tennessee in this one as well. As you mentioned, the Texans are banged up right now. Will Anderson is doubtful to play this coming weekend. Noah Brown, Nico Collins are both questionable. You take Dell is already out. CJ Stroud is in concussion protocol. They're just one of the banged up teams right now. And this is just what happens in the NFL. Catch a team at the right time. You can always upset them. And you have Tennessee. I mean, Tennessee, who just came off that big win on Monday Night Football against Miami. That defense was amazing. That defense played balled out. They gave Miami fits, and I think they do the same thing, especially if CJ Stroud can't go, and they got to revert to the backup quarterback. God, I forgot his name, but damn,
Davis Mills.
Davis Mills.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
Davis
thinking the
Mills,
wrong
he's trash.
name. So they got to revert back to Davis Mills. You know, they could definitely have some issues there. But give me Tennessee in this one. I'm taking Tennessee. And I didn't even mention D Hop coming off that amazing game. D Hop still got it. If you think he don't, he still do. He showed that you do. Gets 2 premier corners. So give me Tennessee.
Yeah, that's 3 for 3. I'm going with the Titans on this one, just off the fact that Houston is banged up, like you guys said as well. Not even going to beat that dead horse. But Will Levis, I like what I've been seeing out of him so far in his games. I mean, he has been having his shy moments or inconsistency moments, but against Miami, he showed him and showed out. And I love that you bring up DeAndre Hopkins. I was just about to bring him up. The man's about to have 900 receiving yards, 6 touchdowns on 57 catches this year. And this is in a run first offense with a horrible offensive line. He's showing some signs of frustration, but he still got it. And again, I'm going to talk about Derrick Henry. He's top 3 in the league in rushing with a bottom 3 O line. I don't think he's overrated. I think he's weighted in top 5 still. But he's been very great this year, honestly. So I think the Titans defend home turf in Nashville. They're going to pick up this win against a battle-bruised, injury-riddled, currently Houston team. And this could definitely hurt Houston with their playoff implications for sure, and the division. As I said, at 7-6, probably going to fall to 7-7 after Sunday. All right, on to the next. Baker and the Bucks, who lead the NFC South, they're traveling to Lambeau and face Jordan Love and the Packers. Both teams are 6-7.
Another weird game. I'm going to take Tampa though. I don't know. You know, like I don't, you know, like I don't like have any like in-depth reason, you know, as to why I feel Tampa will win. I just think that, Tampa's gonna win. That's it for real.
Yeah, I mean, this like you said, this is kind of a weird game. Two teams that's like
It is.
pretty mediocre. You got two quarterbacks that's been, I guess, exceeding expectations. How you look at it, Baker Mayfield. A lot of people thought this was a throwaway year from him. He's playing pretty solid. I think he got 20 touchdowns, 8 picks on the year. A lot of people, some people even had him not even being a starting quarterback at this point. I think he played himself into another job coming next year. Then you got Jordan Love, who's showing some flashes that he could be a franchise quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. He got over 3,000 yards passing, 23 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. But I'm gonna go with Green Bay. You know, it's tough to go up there, especially you got Tampa Bay, a hot weather team. It's nice down here. Weather's not too bad. Going up to Green Bay is always ugly in Green Bay in December. Green Bay is a little banged up, but if they could get Aaron Jones back, Christian Watson back, I think this offense will be all right, and I think they get a dub. They lost a good one on Monday night, and I think this they bounce back game.
No, so like my thing with Green Bay, so like I like Jordan Love, and like he's been playing good ball this season, but like kind of like the thing with Green Bay is kind of like the inconsistency with his weapons, so like it's kind of like which group, are we getting today? Because versus the Lions, like they had a great day. But versus the Giants, they struggled a bit, so with them, like it's just I'm not sure which group I'm getting with them, but with Tampa, they have Mike Evans, Godwin, Rashard White, is playing better. So that's why I'm gonna take Tampa now.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm gonna go with Khalil on this one. I'm with Khalil. Honestly, just off the fact Baker Mayfield, when he goes to Green Bay, he doesn't play good for some reason in the month of December. I mean, he's 0-3 in the month of December against the Packers. That's actually a statistic that I saw earlier on social media. But Baker Mayfield has played pretty good this year. I'm not gonna lie. I was one of the people that said Baker Mayfield would not be the starting quarterback by the midpoint of the season. Look at him now. 20 touchdowns and 8 picks later. That's pretty solid for Baker Mayfield. Those are like Cleveland 2020 numbers. But honestly, I think the Packers bounce back after that nasty loss against the Giants on Monday night. Hopefully their defense step up. Hopefully they got an answer for Mike Evans. He's been playing really good this year. He 1,000 yards again for the 10th straight year. That's very, very impressive. But TS2, I 100% agree with you with the Packers' weapons and Jordan Love's quarterback play. It can kind of be inconsistent. And that's why they lost against the Giants on Monday night. I mean, he willed them to some points, but when it mattered, the defense folded as well. But they got to be better. I can see them stringing this win out against Tampa Bay on Sunday. All right, on to the next one. Tommy DeVito, the New York Football Giants, coming off a couple impressive wins. They're traveling to New Orleans to face the New Orleans Saints.
Taking the Giants. Taking the Giants. Tommy D's presence, I think, brings a spark to that team. Like they're playing with a bit more juice, playing with a bit more life. The Giants also still kind of have life too, so they're playing for something. And the Saints offense, their red zone offense in particular, is something of concern. Derek Carr really hasn't been playing the best either. I think that this is going to be an ugly game. I think that this is going to be one of the quicker games this week. I think that the Giants are going to try to keep the possessions to a minimum and get a close one.
Tommy Cutlets, he's on the
North
3 games
Jersey.
on the street right now. He's been playing pretty good, but I'm rocking with my boys in this one. I think we get it done in the Superdome. Yeah, we have been having some offensive issues. A couple players banged up, on the injury report or whatever. But I think we'd be all right. You still got Alvin Kamara. You're still going to have Taysom Hill. And I think as long as they're in there, this offense is going to keep going, keep moving. Chris Olave as well is going to be there. So I think being at home, we're going to get some things figured out. I think we get the dub. The Giants defense is really not that good in my personal opinion. So I think there's some holes in there that they can exploit. So as long as they take advantage of what Giants give to them, I can see them getting away for this dub. And this is going to be a tough test for Tommy DeVito to go out there and play in that Superdome. His last road game was at Washington. The other 2 games on his win streak have been at home. So he's going to be in a row in the Superdome. I think we could cause some issues for him. And I think that defense show up, maybe get a turnover or 2 and come away with a dub.
Now, I'm surprised. TS2, he must be really, really precious and nice to you right now on TS2. I'm just going to say that because all I know is if me and Dennis had the same prediction you had, TS2, Khalil will be infuriated right now. He'll be going crazy. Look at him. Look at him in his Saints hoodie. He's wearing that on his left pec. He's wearing it proudly. He's so confident in his Saints that the Giants aren't going to come to town and beat them. But I'm with Khalil on this one. I'm not going to lie. Give me the Saints at home. The Saints have not looked good this year. I'm not going to lie. They've been very underwhelming, very disappointing. We've talked about this. Offense has been bad. Defense has been saving them in the games. But Tommy DeVito, he gives his Giants just a different spark. Like these last 3 games, yes, you could argue, they played nobody. But, I mean, that Packers win was very impressive. Let them on game and drive. Right? Exactly. Wins are wins. And I'm not going to lie, Khalil, you better hope the Giants don't win this game because, O'Neal going to be in your DMs or he going to be on your text messages coming crazy. But I think Tommy DeVito is very impressive what he's been doing lately. I think he gives this offense and team a spark. They have been playing very different since he jumped in. But I think the Saints defense is going to be a little bit too much for the Giants offense come Sunday. I think they're going to defend their home turf in NOLA. I think they're going to get the W. So I'm going to take the Saints at home. All right, on to the next one. We got an NFC South showdown. Honestly, a battle over the mid-offs. Atlanta taking on Bryce Young and the Carolina Panthers in Charlotte. Who y'all got?
I got the Falcons. The Panthers, I just don't think that they have enough, around Bryce Young. Think that, their lack of weapons, forces them, just to fall behind early in games. And then also that a lack of weapons keeps them behind. Falcons defense has been playing really well. Falcons are starting to get Bijan going a bit. Give me the Falcons comfortably.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm going with the Falcons as well. When you look at this Carolina team, it's been a bad team, football team all year. From top to bottom, off the line, weapons are pretty old. Jonathan Mingo hasn't been what Carolina fans hoped he would be. Defense has been solid. You still got Brian Burns, J.C. Horn on that side of the ball. Has been
Derek
playing pretty
Brown.
good this year. Derek Brown, but as a team in itself, like they're really just not a good football team. They can't keep Bryce Young upright. They can't seem to block anybody up front, and I think this Atlanta Falcons defense is pretty good. You got Grady Jarrett up front. You got Jesse Bates in the back end, AJ Terrell. They got a lot of pieces on this defense. I think they'll give them problems. And the good thing with Atlanta is they can run the football and control the clock. As long as Desmond Ritter don't turn the football over, that's been Atlanta's biggest problem. It's just the timely turnovers by Desmond Ritter and things like that. As long as they protect the football in this game, I can see them running away with this game and making quick work of Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, 3 for 3. We all said the same thing. They don't have enough around Bryce Young to compete. Their team, their roster is just bad from top to bottom. I mean, too bad that they traded their first round pick for next year. I mean, they're gonna need it, honestly. They need it. They need all the help they can get. And honestly, this reason why I'm picking the Falcons, because I agree with both of you guys. Atlanta's run game can be good when they run the ball effectively and they keep the ball out of Desmond Ritter's hands. If Ritter starts turning the ball over, even if let me just say this, even if Desmond Ritter turns the ball over, the Falcons are still going to win this game because the Panthers are just that bad. Now, turnovers can make an impact. I just don't see the Panthers like capitalizing on all those turnovers if Desmond Ritter turned the balls over. But I'm gonna take Atlanta on the road. Panthers are just too bad of a team. All right, on to the next one. Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears coming off an impressive win against one of the top contenders in the NFC. They're traveling to Cleveland to face Joe Flacco and the Browns.
Man, I had every other game pick prior to getting on here. This one I'm really just going off the cuff because I really don't know. Justin Fields has been playing really good ball recently, man. He's been playing really, really good ball recently. This is a Bears team, that is playing with a bit of life. And they also still have life. That reach for the 7th seed, man. Like that is, like that. I thought that like would be, something fun, to watch coming in. I just didn't think that it would be this many teams vying for that 7th seed. And also that 6th seed too. So dang, got the Bears doing that, and then the Browns, man. Browns defense is different, man. I think that they could possibly cause problems. I think that the weather in Cleveland could also be an issue. Browns are playing for something too, man. Gotta pick somebody. I can't pick a tie.
Gotta pick somebody, bro. Gotta go with somebody. Who you got?
You know who the right answer is. Yeah. It's right in front of you.
I'm going to go with the Bears only because of how weird this season has been, bro. Like, it's just been a weird season. I think that this is just going to muddy up the AFC wildcard race and then also that race for the 7th seed more. I think that this is going to be one of those games that people just look at it and be like, wait, what? Yeah, so give me the Bears in this one, man.
Thought you knew better. I thought you knew better, man. But thought you knew better.
Give me the
But
Bears, man.
when you look at this Browns team, I'm going with the Browns in this one. They've been balling at home, especially this defense has been terrific at home. At home, they're giving up 3 points, 3.17 points to the 49ers, no points to the Carolina Panthers, 10 points to the Steelers. Jacksonville was the best, opponent. They scored 27, but that's with Trevor Lawrence and stuff. But this team is 6-1 at home, rightfully so. This defense has just been, I don't know what it is about them playing at home, but they've just been incredible at home. Joe Flacco showed that he can still play football in this league. So I'm going with the Browns. Don't get me wrong. The Bears have had some moments. Justin Fields showed that he can play football in this NFL. But I still got to go with the Browns, man. I just can't go against that defense at home right now. They're 8-5. Shockingly, like this is a team that you don't want to see, especially in that division. You know, they got some uphill climbing with Baltimore being 10 and
Or
3. But
Cincinnati.
I'm telling you right now, if Baltimore falls and Browns rise a little bit, you do not want to see this team at the dog pound.
Yeah, I'm with Lil, bro. This defense is just too relentless. I like Cleveland at home. Joe Flacco has been very impressive so far in his play with the Browns. Maybe this can be a weird one. Maybe the Bears can get the upset on the road. Justin Fields has played pretty solid since he's gotten back. DJ Moore has been playing really, really good football this year. I mean, I just wish they'd get him the ball more. I mean, he's already over 1K yards for the year. Just the Bears need to establish a better run game. That's pretty much it. But it's hard to do that against this Cleveland defense. This defense is one of the best in the league. Myles Garrett is playing great this year. He's top 5 in sacks. Honestly, the Browns, they're injury riddled. They got Watson and Chubb out, but they've been doing pretty well without them. They're 8-5, second in their division. And this is gonna help them definitely secure a spot in the playoffs, probably the 5th seed. But like Khalil said, if the Ravens start losing and the Browns start winning, this can get scary. And I said this year before the season started, the Browns are going to be making the playoffs. And people looked at me like I'm crazy, but they didn't do it with the guy I thought he was going to do it with. Let's not talk about Deshaun Watson. Just disregard him. Don't start talking.
Don't even
Disregard Deshaun Watson. Whatever. Anyway, the Browns are going to make the playoffs. I got the Browns winning at home against the Bears.
Yeah, man. I like for that. That's going to be one of the better games this week. And it's just one of those feelings I got, man. But yeah, we can go on to the next one.
So I can see it. All right, on to the next. Mahomes and the Chiefs. They're traveling to see Bill Belichick, the New England Patriots in Foxborough. Who you got?
I got the Chiefs. I think it'll be closer than people think it'll be. But ultimately, I just don't think that the Pats have enough on offense to keep up. Even with a Chiefs team, that seemingly seems stuck in the mud. I think that this could be, a bit of a get back game, for Pat and Kelsey, and maybe a big game for Rashee Rice too. And I also think with Pacheco coming back, the ability to establish the run, will help the Chiefs overcome the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm going with the Chiefs in this one without a doubt, without a question. I ain't even got to think about it. The Patriots is bad. They're looking forward to the draft. You know, their fans are hoping they can lose as many games as they can, get a high draft pick. They need to figure out what they're gonna do with Bill Belichick, given that he got one more year on his contract after this year. Are they gonna move off him? Are they gonna not? They got a lot of tough decisions to make on this offseason. You know, quarterback situation is up in the air. Who's gonna be their starting quarterback come week 1 next year? So they got a lot of issues to figure out. This Chiefs team, I think this is the perfect game for them to get it back rolling. You know, get back in the win column and get things figured out on the offense. You know, Travis Kelsey, Rashee Rice, like you mentioned. Also, Kadarius Toney needs to have a bounce back game. Sky Moore, Autumn Boys. I don't know if they're gonna have Pacheco for this one yet or not, but you know, this is the type of game that the Chiefs needed on their schedule just to get one back in the win column.
The Chiefs definitely need to go in there and win this game. This offense has definitely felt like they've been in quicksand that's rising to their knees. I feel like Mahomes and Kelsey definitely want to have a get back game, just like TS2 said. Hopefully Pacheco's playing. He adds a spark to this offense. But the Chiefs, outside of Rashee Rice, who definitely still needs some development and work, the receivers have been bad. Sky Moore, Kadarius Toney, Valdez Scantling, all been bad. I just no, they're all bad. They're distasteful. They need to go in there in New England and get this win. Now it's not going to be a blowout. This is going to be a close game. New England's defense always comes ready to play. The offense just sucks though for New England, and I'm all here for Mac Jones getting benched. Don't care. Y'all know I don't like Mac Jones. I don't give him no type of respect. Even when he was in college, didn't respect him. I don't care if he won Natty. I don't think he's a good quarterback. But I like Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs on the road to get this win. All right, on to the next game. Brock Purdy, the Niners, who are red hot. They're traveling to Arizona to face the Cardinals.
NFC West, but it's all right. I got you, bro. 49ers in this one. I think that they're right now one of the two best teams in football. You can argue that with the Ravens. I'm not sure how y'all feel about Purdy, or I know how Lil feels. on Purdy. And you, I lied. I know, but Purdy is one of them to me. Coupled with those weapons, I just think ultimately they'll have too much for the Cardinals. So give me the 49ers.
Yeah, I'm going with the 49ers in this one without a doubt. The Cardinals just does not have a good football team all around. Kyler Murray has been playing some pretty solid football since he came back from that knee injury, but right now, take your pick, Cowboys, 49ers, either one. They're both they're the two hottest teams in the league right now. And with this 49ers team, I just don't think that defense can stop that offense, nor can that offense score enough points to keep up with the offense on the other end. And yeah, I'm not the biggest Brock Purdy fan, but I mean, look at what he got around him, giving Debo, Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk. Think about everything
Purdy
that
can
think
play.
about everything
Here's
that
the
Debo
thing.
has been doing this
Yo,
year,
look,
and
right,
Brandon
here's the
Ayuk is their
thing,
leading
right?
receiver.
Yo, here's the thing, right? Jimmy G played with the same core or
Same
other
weapons.
other all right, boom, right. Other than C Mac. He literally played with Kittle, Debo, and
Debo,
Ayuk,
Ayuk,
bro. And this
and same
49ers
offensive line.
offense, this 49ers offense hasn't looked the way that it has now, bro.
Because Jimmy
And
G's
it's
trash.
you feel me? And like I get like they added C Mac, and adding C Mac, like does like add, dynamic or in what's the word? What's the word?
Spark.
It adds, yeah, or like it like it
Versatility.
adds a dynamic element, to your offense. But Purdy, is able to make those second level throws that Jimmy G struggled with, So like, yeah, like he gets a whole bunch of rack yards, but he puts the ball where it needs to be to allow his wideouts to get those rack yards. So, like, yeah, like he does have weapons, but Purdy is also playing really good football as well, So like you have to give him his credit where it's due.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's trash or anything. I think he's a very solid quarterback, game manager, as some like to say. I think that's exactly what he is. I don't think
It
he
ain't nothing wrong with that.
not for sure, especially with
It
this
ain't.
offense,
It
It's
ain't.
not until
It
you start
ain't
like
nothing.
stretching.
It
They
ain't
start
especially with this
stretching,
nothing.
saying like
offense.
he
But
one of the
they
greatest.
are going against the Cardinals at the end of the day, so I got him beating the Cardinals.
Yeah, I'm with y'all as well. This defense is just too relentless for the Cardinals offense. Kyler Murray has been playing pretty good since he got back, but Cardinals offense as a whole, they not compete with this Niners defense. And Niners offense, on the other hand, which we just got done talking about, which y'all two were just going at it about, Brock Purdy has been playing really good this year. I'm not gonna lie. Again, he's with Dak up there in the MVP conversation. They are your number one, number two for MVP odds right now. Dak is the favorite. I mean, I like Brock Purdy a little bit more, but there's another guy that also should be in those MVP conversations betting odds, and that's Christian McCaffrey. He's been on one this year. Like, I don't know why he's not being talked about for MVP by the league, but just this Niners team, they're the hottest team in the league right now. They're going to continue it, and I think they're going to dominate in this divisional matchup. So I'm taking Niners on the road. All right, on to the next one. Sam Howell and the Commanders. They're traveling to SoFi to face Stafford and the Rams.
I like the Rams. Again, it's a team that's playing for something. A team that's playing well. A team that went to the East Coast, or yeah, in a 1 o'clock slot, and played a top two team. To overtime. This is a team that will want to have some get back from that. And then versus the Commanders, this is a defense, that doesn't have much juice anymore. After trading Sweat and Chase Young, their offense does allow them to stay in games. But I do, and I also like Sam Howell. But ultimately, I do think that the Rams will pull this one out.
Give me the Rams. Uh, Two mid teams in my opinion. I'm not really like too high on any one of these teams. The issue with
He
Sam
hates the
Howell is
Rams.
that his propensity to turn over the football at a high rate is a big issue, especially with Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford's been playing pretty solid as well. Matt Stafford can't turn over the football, but given the fact that Kyron Williams is back, I think Kyron Williams is underrated piece to this offense. When he's running the football very good, he's opening the pass game for Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua to have pretty solid days. He opens up a lot for that team, and there's a lot more easier throws just because the threat of the play action. I mean, this offense is just like the Shanahan offense or McDaniel's offense or anything like that. Being able to run a football and play off play action is key in this offense, and I think that's what Kyron Williams brings to them, and I think that's what helped them get them over. This revamped Commanders defense. That's I think more looking to build towards the future than now, because I think this coaching staff is gone. Maybe Eric Bieniemy is the head coach. Maybe they bring in somebody else, but I think Robert Rivera time in Washington is up after this year. So give me the Rams.
Yeah, I'm keeping this one short and sweet. I mean, Sam Howell in this offense has been pretty good this year, besides his turnovers and the inconsistencies they have sometimes. But I like the Rams at home. Stafford the last couple of weeks has been playing pretty good football. Nakua and Kupp, you know how I feel about them. But like you said, Khalil, the addition and the presence of Kyron Williams just brings a different element to this offense. And I think that's what McVay hasn't really had in a while, besides Todd Gurley. He got another guy like Kyron Williams. I mean, Kyron Williams doesn't have the talent that Todd Gurley has, but he brings that spark to that Rams offense. And honestly, I don't think Washington can really beat this team. They can. I mean, these are two mid teams, but I like the Rams at home. They've been playing solid the last couple of weeks. They're also vying for a playoff spot as well. They're vying for that 6 or 7 seed. So we'll see what happens. But I like the Rams. All right, on to one of the games of the week. Dallas Cowboys, who are hot as well. They're second in the NFC right now. They're traveling to Buffalo to face Josh Allen and the Bills, who are also trying to keep their playoff hopes alive.
So I got my pick. I'm going to let y'all go first. I want to see who y'all got.
Let the Cowboys advocate go first. The Cowboys is his person. I'm going to tell y'all something right now. The Saints not his team. Just take the hoodie off. It's a Dak jersey under there, bro. It's a Dak jersey under there. Take the hoodie off, bro. I know you. He's a Cowboys advocate. The viewers know this. He loves the Cowboys.
Listen, Daywan.
So go ahead. Go first, bro.
Daywan. I might tell you a joke, but I never tell you a lie. I told you this Cowboys team was legit. You ain't want to listen to me. You seen what they did to your team last week.
I didn't say they weren't legit. I didn't say they weren't legit. What are you talking about?
So why are you coming at me because I'm advocating for
because I know how you are, bro. Just pick your pick, bro. Just make your pick, bro.
I got the Cowboys in this one. I mean, I ain't going. Are you really sold on you talking about one of the best teams when it comes to taking the football away and playing against the most turnover prone quarterback in the last 5 years and Josh Allen? I think this team feasts on things like that. As you can see, especially with this defense, Stephon Gilmore turned back the hands of time. He showed that he's still one of them ones. He put hands on your boy last week, number 11. I ain't even going to say his name. I'm just calling him number 11, the way he put hands on that boy. But he got another matchup this week against Stephon Diggs. Deron Bland has 5 pick six on the year. I think this defense is very legit. I think they get some turnovers. And, Dak Prescott has not been turning over the football. And I think they get the win in Buffalo.
I'm not going to lie. Cowboys are one of the hottest teams in the league right now. And this game would have been a lot better, definitely, if Trayvon Diggs would have been playing. I mean, he's out for the year with a torn ACL. He suffered earlier in the year. Him versus brother Stephon Diggs would have been great to watch. I'm going to take the Bills at home. And no, I'm not saying this because I'm an Eagles fan. I'm not hurt or anything. I respect the Cowboys. I've always respected the Dallas Cowboys. I just know they fold when it matters. But I just like the Bills at home. I mean, I feel like it's going to be cold. Josh Allen's going to be ready. I mean, they won a nail biter against Kansas City last week. Dallas, this whole game is going to be a great game to watch. I'm not going to lie. Both of these defenses are great. Both of these offenses are pretty good, except despite the turnovers of Josh Allen. You already know I'm not the biggest Josh Allen fan. I give him respect, though. He's not an elite quarterback, in my opinion. He's a really good quarterback. He's not in the elite tier. But I just like the Bills at home for some reason. I think they're going to win this despite Dallas being a clear, better team.
I like Buffalo at home. I think that this is a desperate team.
Oh, we just hurt little feelings.
This is a team that knows that they have to win this game. When we get into our next convo, it'll kind of sound weird that I'm picking Buffalo. But at this stage of the season, and really with this new offense, they're starting to get their run game in, which is taking some off of Josh Allen's shoulders, which is allowing him to play better. I think that the real key in this, is Diggs versus Gilmore. I don't necessarily think that Diggs will have a big game per se. But when the Bills need plays, I do think that Stephon Diggs will show up when he's called upon. I think that the weather, will play a slight factor. Dallas's offense, really their pass game, these past few weeks, has been really, really good. But Buffalo is definitely windy up there. So that'll take, some time for Dallas to get adjusted to. And because of that, I think that Buffalo, will pull it out ultimately.
TS2, you won't get no hate for saying your pick. I know I will, but it's okay. All right, on to Sunday Night Football. Lamar and the Ravens. I'm being for real. Lamar and the Baltimore Ravens, they're traveling to Duval County to face T-Law and them Jags on SNF.
Duval.
Give me Baltimore. It's Jacksonville team that's banged up. This is a Ravens team that's playing really good football. As I said earlier, I think that they're a top 2 team. They're up there with San Fran. I think that Odell, is starting to emerge, and like we're finally starting to see like what Lamar Jackson looks like when he has, receiving court. Like it would have been great, for him to have Mark Andrews with this, to like truly, make this offense, better, but even with likely, Zay Flowers, Odell, in that defense, I think that the Ravens will be too much for the Jaguars on Sunday night. So give me Baltimore.
Not gonna lie, I'm going with Jacksonville in this one. I got Jacksonville winning at home prime time.
Oh, guys, here we go. Another bias pick. Two games in a row, another bias pick.
What you mean,
bro?
2 games in a row?
You want to see your MVP pick T-Law. You want to see him beat this Ravens team. You know that. He picked T-Law for MVP, TS2. He picked Trevor Lawrence for MVP.
Earlier this season.
But you say you're going to stick with it.
He has no chance.
You said that.
He has no chance of winning, though. He has no chance of winning.
Go ahead, bro.
You know that.
I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting to hear your reason for this pick.
Listen. It's going to be 2 weeks removed from that gruesome ankle injury. I think, he gets some of that mobility back that, wasn't there last week, and playing one of the best defenses in the NFL. I think it also does not help you. We just talked about the Browns defense and how they are at home. Don't get me wrong, Ravens defense is pretty good as well. I think they're a bit overachieving this year. Don't know the status of Kyle Hamilton. I think he's going to be out for this one, so that's a big loss for that back end. But I think the offense get a roll. ETN has been playing pretty good at home. I think ETN is going to have a good game running the football. Calvin really needs to step up, make some plays. Evan Ingram has been having a very good year. He's on pace for 1,000 yards again this year. Zay Jones, I think, is a big one. And Parker Washington, the rookie, he has shown some flashes to make some plays as well. And then when you look at the defensive side of the ball, Josh Allen has been having him a good season. He has 13 and a half sacks. As long as they could keep Lamar in the pocket. I like what they got on the back end with Tyson Campbell, Darius Williams, Trey Herndon. I like what they got at their corners. I think they can match up pretty good with this Ravens offense, especially that, there's no Mark Andrews there to cause any problems over the middle. I think that's why I'm taking the Jags in this one. I think they pull it out at home in prime time.
Not gonna lie, I'm with Khalil on this one. I got
so
the Jags at home.
Why you be coming at me, bro?
No, hold on. No, because you picked. I know why you picked him. You love T-Law. And I like T-Law too, but you love him.
It wasn't because of that.
Okay, is that a T-Law poster in a picture frame behind you? I can't see. All right, I just had to make sure. I'm just asking, bro. But yeah, I got the Jags at home. I don't think they bounce back after 2 straight losses. Hopefully, this guy's ankle's better. The Ravens defense is a really good defense, but their offense has been shaky pretty much this whole year. We saw a lot of inconsistencies, but the last handful of weeks, we've seen a spark out of Odell and these receivers like Zay Flowers. Love to see it. You lose Mark Andrews, like you mentioned, but Ravens dynamic is their run game. They're run-first offense. That's how Lamar is really that good, and Lamar has definitely developed as a passer this year, despite some inconsistencies that we've seen over this year. But for some reason, I just like the Jags at home for this one on primetime TV. I'm not gonna lie. So give me the Jags in a close one. All right, last game we're gonna cover for tonight. Philadelphia Eagles coming off 2 straight dominating losses. They're traveling to face the 12th man and Seattle Seahawks on Monday Night Football. What we got?
think Philly. This is a game that they know that they need to win. This is a team that still knows how to win. Even though these past 2 weeks, they've gotten beat, by teams, that are good teams. The Seahawks team, I'm not particularly impressed by. They do have some talent. But I do think that the Eagles, are going to win this game.
I'm gonna go with the Eagles in this one. I think this is a must win for them, given that they've been embarrassed the past 2 weeks. This is a game you need to win, but I'm not gonna lie. If Geno plays in this game, I will be a little worried about the Eagles' defense. I'm worried about it no matter what, but especially if Geno
I'm about to say, I'm
plays.
worried about it regardless.
Yeah, but if Geno plays and he's able to get the ball to DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, JSN, and allow them guys to make plays, like it could be another long night for Eagles fans. But the Eagles, I know they've been hearing everything that they've been saying about them. A lot of people have written them off, not saying that they're out of it, but they don't see them as a Super Bowl contending team no more. I think they're still one of the better teams in the league, but this is a must win, especially because what's been going on the past few weeks.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Eagles in this one. I mean, this is a fact. The Eagles have not beat Seattle since 2008. Honestly, whoever's at quarterback for Seattle, I'm still concerned about this Eagles defense. Seattle isn't as good as Dallas or San Fran, but this defense has been underwhelming this whole year. Wouldn't be surprised if they throw at Bradbury the whole night or they put Metcalf on him. Metcalf's probably gonna have his way that game, but hopefully the Eagles offense can resurge and run the ball. I mean, Dre Swift, I don't know how he's still top 5 in rushing when the Eagles have not to run the ball these past handful of weeks at an effective level. But give me the Eagles to bounce back in this game. They need it. This is definitely a must-win Philly, just like you said, Khalil. But if Geno plays, this can get a little bit worrisome. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for our NFL Week 15 picks. Let us know in the comment section your picks for this week. Let us know if there's any upsets or dominant wins you guys foresee happening. Just gives you our thoughts and opinions about our picks and everything about this week in comment section. All right, on to the next topic. We're going to stick with the NFL. Let's talk about the American Football Conference, the AFC. Honestly, this AFC has been deemed as competitive and the best in the NFL, but this year, some people think different. So my question to you guys is the AFC actually competitive, or is the state of the AFC actually not that good this year?
I think it's a little bit of both. When you look at the teams and the teams that you're expected to be up there, the Kansas Cities and the Buffalo Bills and the Cincinnati Bengals, a lot of these teams have hurt quarterbacks as well. So that does not help. When you look at the top teams out there, the Cleveland Browns, the Pittsburgh Steelers, Indianapolis Colts, all playing out with backup quarterbacks, and they'll all be in the playoffs at this point. Kansas City has shown that their receivers are an issue at this point. Miami hasn't beaten a good team yet. Baltimore is probably the best team in the AFC right now, but I still have my questions about Baltimore. I just got to see them get it done first. I think they have a very solid squad, but a lot of these teams are flawed. I don't think there's no juggernauts out there in the past when we looked at the AFC, like, man, it's going to be hard to get through that. When you look at how Mahomes and them boys is playing, when you had Joey B out there tossing it around, you had Josh Allen playing at MVP level, you had Justin Herbert putting up numbers, and now he's out for the season. You had T Law in the conversation, but he's banged up at this point. So I think that's another major thing, is just the injuries that's been going around the league, and it hit a couple of these teams hard, especially when you talk about the AFC North with Pittsburgh and Cleveland, two very, very good defenses, offenses, backup quarterbacks. Then you got Mitch is in there, but Kenny Pickett wasn't too much better either. So, and then you had the Colts. They got a backup quarterback, Anthony Richardson, that went out early, but I think that's part of the issue as well. I think the best teams in the league are in the NFC. When you talk about top heavy, the most complete teams that we've seen in this league up to this point has been the 49ers and the Cowboys. And then every team after that have major, major questions.
Question for you, Khalil. Coming into the season, who did you have going to the playoffs?
Going to the playoffs is making it out.
go to the playoffs in the conference. So the
So
7 teams.
to my recollection, I did have the Chiefs, the Ravens winning the division. I had Miami winning their division. I had the Jets making the playoffs, but you know what happened to the Jets? I had the Jags in there, if I'm not mistaken. Cincinnati I had in there, but you had Joey B injury. So I think that was my 7 teams that I had in. But as you can see, a couple of those teams got hit bad with injuries, losing their quarterbacks. So I think that tossed up a lot for me.
Gotcha. So the AFC is kind of playing out how I expected it to play out, but not necessarily in the manner in which it is, right? So my 7 coming in, I had the Dolphins, Chiefs, the Ravens, the Jags are all taking their divisions. And then in my wild cards, I actually had the Chargers, the Browns, and the Steelers. Um, but I still had the Bills that I was able to make a case for. The Jets, I was I saw possibly making it. The Broncos, the Bengals, were all teams, that I was able to make a case for, but ultimately I like the Chargers, the Browns, and the Steelers more in the preseason. Um, injuries are or injuries have been a huge factor in this. The Bengals, really haven't, had a full team, this season. When you take into account that Burrow had the calf injury coming into the season, really those first 3 weeks, like that Bengals offense, really couldn't get anything going. The Chargers, it's like the Chargers have so much talent, but it's something that happens every year that, just, yeah, or not. So not fold per se. It's just that
it's coaching too.
Is coaching, is bad luck, is injuries. So just having them there, having the season that they're having, I didn't necessarily expect it. But hey, it happened, it's here. I definitely will say the Colts are a bit of a surprise though.
They are.
I didn't think that the Jags would just coast to the South Side. I did think one of either the Colts or the Titans would challenge them. But I didn't necessarily think that the Colts, would possibly win it. And then the Texans, also have a life as well, So I did kind of foresee, the AFC, just being a bloodbath, but in terms of the quality of play, this isn't necessarily something, that I did see, but injuries are a big reason as to why that is.
Before you go there, Juan, all I'm gonna say, I did see, some of the AFC do cannibalize each other, just because you have to play each other and you are in the same conference.
Mm-hmm.
So I did see that. But what I didn't see is, the injuries to quarterbacks like Joe Burrow and all that, the amount of injuries that we have, and then some of the inconsistencies that we've seen, from the Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills and stuff. I just didn't see those inconsistencies showing up, especially when you mentioned the Chiefs. I had the Chiefs winning the conference. Who knew that, the team that went to the Super Bowl losing Juju was going to be such a drastic change, given that they lost Eric Bieniemy as well. But, I didn't think this offense will fall this far off. I honestly thought, Kadarius Toney, Sky Moore, those players would take a step that obviously they didn't take. If you would have told me going into the season that Kansas City Chiefs lead the league in drops, I'd be like, what? That doesn't even make sense. But here we are now, December 14th, and that's the case.
Honestly, you guys both pretty much hit some very imperative points I was going to hit on, but I don't mind saying what I got to say. The AFC, I wouldn't say they're struggling this year. I would just say the state of it right now is just a slew of injuries, like we all said. Talk about Joe Burrow and the Bengals. I mean, Jake Brown is stepping in right now, hopefully trying to get them to the playoffs. The Chargers, I wouldn't say a bad luck TS2. I would just say they usually fold, or it's just a bad coaching. Me and Clue have definitely been calling for Brandon Staley to get fired. Me and Clue both said before the season started, Brandon Staley was on the hot seat. And then, honestly, you lose Aaron Rodgers for New York Jets. That kind of hurt them. My 7 going into this year, I had the Ravens. I had the Bills winning the AFC East. I had Kansas City win the AFC West, and I had Jacksonville win the AFC South. My other teams to get into 3 wild card spots were Miami, Cleveland, and Cincinnati. Those are my 3 teams. Honestly, bro, like it's just injuries. It's just injuries. But a lot of teams are currently fighting for a playoff spot. You got 6 teams tied at 7 and 6. You got Pittsburgh, Indianapolis, Houston, Denver, Cincinnati, and Buffalo. These last 4 weeks are going to be very, very crucial for these 6 teams to get these wins and not make any mistakes. I mean, mistakes are part of the game, but those mistakes are going to play a big part in whether they win these games or not to fight for that 5th to 7th seed. And I mean, I'm not going to lie, though, because in the NFC, you have 6 teams tied at 6 and 7. So, honestly, the NFC, they're not that much better. They are better. They are kind of top-heavy right now. AFC is a better conference. This is a state that they're in right now. It's because of injuries. And let's just talk about Mahomes and the Chiefs. They look off. We said this. Their offense is in quicksand. I don't know what Khalil thought Sky Moore and Kadarius Toney were going to do. Always thought they were gadget players, but definitely they taking a step back.
I'm not thinking they about to be out there being Justin Jefferson or anything like that, but I didn't see them regressing. At least I thought I'm seeing like improving a little, not regressing. Like they've regressed.
They look bad.
Like compared to even last year, they look worse than they were last year. Who knew?
They
like,
look bad.
Coming out was going to have this effect on the whole team.
Exactly. I mean, we still got 4 weeks left in the year. I believe the Chiefs can honestly still get that number 1 seed, but it just depends on how they finish out the year, especially their offense. The receivers got to help Mahomes. And let's just talk about the New England Patriots. This is the last thing I want to talk about. I've been said this. I don't like Mac Jones. I don't think he's a good quarterback. His defense is the reason why they be in games, a lot of these games. But at the end of the day, I think Belichick might be done in New England after this year. They just look really bad. They have one of the worst records in the NFL besides the Panthers. Their offense looks horrible. Their defense is keeping them in games, but the defense don't even look like they want to play sometimes. They have a slew of injuries as well. So I can't entirely blame it on Belichick. But the way this team has been playing since like the 3rd week of the year, it looked bad. So honestly, all in all, the state of the AFC, it's just honestly because of injuries, in my opinion. It is still competitive. Just like, let's be real. If this conference was healthy with all the players we know that can play and ball out, we'd be having a whole different conversation. I think the playoff race will be heating up even more. Like, I mean, it's crazy, right? Go ahead, TS.
I mean, honestly, with health, I think that we'd be having this same convo. Like, really? It would be the same teams that are really in the mix. I mean,
it's just some surprising teams. Like Indy, Houston, and Denver. They're very surprising to me this year. I'm not gonna lie. I thought these are all gonna be bad teams this year.
So I didn't think Denver would be bad. I would think that Denver would be a middle of the pack team, and I do think that they're a middle of the pack team. It's just that they're in the thick of the playoff race because every other team in that race is a middle of the pack team as well. Houston, is really like the biggest shock to me. I did think that they were a couple years, away, from truly competing. Granted, I don't think that they could make a run or anything, but they could possibly sneak in. They have a couple tie breakers over teams, but I think that the injuries, will, do them in. But as I was saying earlier, if the teams were healthy, we'd still be having the same convo, about, like really, are these teams in the AFC really that good, or is it just a competitive, league? It's just that there's just so much talent on these rosters that they're still able to withstand those injuries and still play solid football. It's just that it's just not as good as I guess we would like it to be, thought, that it would be. But my question to both of y'all, like now at this stage of the season, I think that, or maybe not in the South, but I think that, or maybe not even in any division, but what teams, do y'all have making it, at this stage, right now?
Go ahead, Lou, you go first.
That's actually a tough question given the how close these teams are in schedule. A couple of these teams still have to play each other in the division and stuff like that. But I think you could pretty much lock in Baltimore. I'm gonna lock in Miami. I'm gonna lock in Kansas City, and I'm honestly locking Jacksonville as well. Wild card,
This where it
it's
gets
tough.
tricky.
It's tough because you got Cleveland that's 8-5 right now. Then the next 6 teams under them are 7-6.
7-6.
So it's
And it's
tough.
kind of like they all played each other too. So those
Yeah,
tiebreakers gonna
Don't come into
get
play.
tricky if
because I know Miami and
if they
Buffalo
all
finish off
end
the season.
with the same record.
I think Cleveland and Pittsburgh still got to play each other one more time, don't they?
I think so.
Yeah,
It's
it's gonna be
tough.
tough.
I can't. I honestly, I can't. I can't even tell you. There's 4 weeks left, and you can never expect anything in this NFL, especially like I said, bro. The Cleveland Browns are sitting at 8-5, and then there's 6 teams right behind them. That's 7-6, bro. Like
Come on, man. 3 teams, bro. 3 teams,
Three
bro. Come
teams.
on, pick.
Come
if
on,
I
give it,
had to
bro.
give you, if I had to give you 3
You
teams,
have to. You have to. If you have to, you have to.
Let's hear it.
give me Cincinnati, Cleveland, and Indy. Cincinnati, Cleveland, and Indy. They gonna.
Oh wow, it's actually solid. For mine, I mean, I'm pretty much locking in the top teams right now. The top 4 teams, just like Khalil.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go with Cleveland, Cincinnati, and Buffalo. I think Buffalo finished off season strong and they get in the playoffs, especially with this big win over Dallas. Hopefully, they can get on Sunday. I think Buffalo could sneak in.
You think Buffalo make it?
I think Buffalo can make it.
They got.
So
I honestly, I got Buffalo losing 2 more times this season, so I don't know, man. I don't know.
I got the 4 leaders. Then I got Denver. I got Cleveland. I got Indy.
Okay.
Like
Why? I
Denver.
got a question. Why
Kinda
Denver? Why
high
Denver?
on
No,
Denver.
no, you don't like Denver. You don't like Denver.
I don't.
Just
I don't
ignore
like
him.
Denver.
Okay, yeah,
He's
I'm about to say
kind of
don't
high
lie.
on
Don't
Denver.
lie. What's your pick on Denver for?
I think Denver's been playing really good football in these past few weeks. Um, I definitely know that they beat the Bills. I think that'll loom large. Trying to think off the top of my head, what other tiebreakers might come into play. They played the AFC East. Who do they play in the AFC? Laptop right here.
So Denver, they did not play the Patriots yet,
So
but they
Denver,
have played the Bills. They have played the Bills. They lost to the Jets. They lost to the Dolphins. So the only AFC team, East team that they have not played was New England.
well, Indy,
Denver,
Houston,
Denver,
and Pittsburgh.
Denver beat Cleveland.
They did.
Denver do beat Cleveland, so they would have to tie. But Pittsburgh, Indy, and Texans all have better conference records than
Right,
Denver
here's the
right
thing,
now.
right. So that can be true. But after this game, Denver plays the Patriots, Chargers, and Raiders to finish the season. And I have them beating the Lions. So I have them winning out. And then, like, kind of even with how competitive this league is, I don't think 2 other teams will win out. I don't think two other teams can win out. So give me Denver in one of those slots.
Okay, yeah. I mean, like we all said in the beginning of this episode, 4 weeks left of the season. Playoff implications are heating up. But give us your thoughts and comments about the state of the AFC right now. Let us know what y'all think about the AFC. Is it because of injuries or is it just how competitive it is? Let us know also who is your 1 to 7 seed in this conference. We all gave our picks. We want to hear y'all's. Lay that all at the comment section below. All right, let's transition over to the NBA. About like a day or two ago, we saw the Warriors and Suns face. Saw Draymond Green commit another heinous act. Y'all know I'm not the biggest fan of Draymond. I absolutely despise Draymond Green. I don't credit none of his 4 rings. Whatever, he's a great defensive player, but that was the past. He's past his point in his career. But Draymond Green has been suspended indefinitely by the NBA. This is his 5th suspension in his career after clubbing Yusuf Nurkic in the face, causing him to fall to the ground in Tuesday's loss against the Phoenix Suns. Give me your thoughts and opinions about Draymond's indefinite suspension that was issued by Adam Silver.
Go ahead, Daywan. Let's hear it. So I know you got.
Oh, you want me to start this off?
I know
Oh,
you.
you know how you want me to start this off. Yeah.
Let
I just said,
me just sit back.
yeah, get y'all popcorn ready. I don't care. I absolutely don't like Draymond Green. I can't stand him. People thought it was crazy when I was in high school saying that Draymond is gonna be a maniac. And here we are, 6 years later, after I graduated, and he's still a maniac. We see all we need to see out of this guy. This man is 33 years old. His behavior is just erratic. He's unhinged. In my opinion, he needs help. He needs counseling, which the Warriors are open to giving him during his suspension. This is his 5th suspension in his career. This is just bad. And he got ejected in the 3rd quarter with 8 minutes left. And he only had 2 points up to that point where he got suspended. What did this man do for y'all to have him in y'all top 10, Khalil? You and Dennis had him in y'all top 10, and y'all called me crazy. Go back into the episode where we ranked our power forwards. Y'all called me crazy for leaving him out. Draymond Green is past top 10 in his career. If we want to talk about like a handful of years ago, yes, you can still keep him up there. But this man is just, he's still relevant because of the acts he commits, which are the bad acts, not the good ones, and because he's on the Golden State Warriors. He got carried to all 4 of his rings. Yes, he played some important parts in him getting the Warriors getting these rings, but Draymond just passed it. I'm done with Draymond. Like I'm done giving him any type of respect. I never really did give him any type of respect. He's past his prime. He's past that point in his career. And I don't care. It's not his passion for the game. It's not no passion. It's not his love for the game. This is just erratic behavior. And Steve Kerr and this organization need to stop backing it and defending it. It's annoying at this point. I'm tired of watching it. The Warriors are 10-13 at this point. Yes, we're only like about 24, 25 games into the season. But this is bad for the Warriors. It does not look good so far. They can bounce back. Obviously, they have one of the best players in the league as Steph Curry. But we see Klay. He might not be. His future with the Warriors is murky. And you see Draymond. It's just bad. I mean, honestly, this team is just bad all around. But Draymond, he doesn't make it better. He makes it worse, in my opinion. So I'm happy he got suspended. Honestly, good riddance. I think hopefully he should be kicked out of the league soon. Adam Silver, stop giving this man so many chances. You need to bring the hammer down on this guy. And that's pretty much all I got to say. No, I'm not a hater. I don't wish nothing bad on Draymond, but the reason why he does it is because nobody really fights back to him. But I'm going to put the link in the bio to him punching Nurkic in the face off of Twitter. I'm also going to put the link in his bio of him apologizing, saying he didn't do it with any intent. Like, bro, all your acts that you commit are intentional. I don't care what Draymond says. I literally have a montage of Draymond committing all these heinous acts. I will put that in the description box as well. But that's all I got to say. Let me hush up before I get called a hater.
You already said you hate him, bro.
Word, like
I don't care.
Like started it with I hate him and then ended it with I'm not a hater.
I'm not a hater though, but I hate him. Like
I just tell the truth. I'm telling the truth. I'm the real truth teller right here, honestly.
You want to go TS too?
I mean, I saw like the act, but like what like led up to that? So like was it just like a random play where like he just like swung and just hit him?
Yeah,
like, it was like any.
Yeah, it was just a random ass play, honestly.
Yeah, and he like just turned on. He turned on was like this, act like he didn't do it, and then try to jog off like it was nothing. I'm like, really, bro? I watched it live. I'm like this. I pointed the TV. I was like, bro, are you freaking kidding me?
So like I like saw the clip, and it's kind of like I like heard his response as well, saying that he was trying to draw a foul, but I didn't see that in it. But I also don't think that he meant to hit him like that either. Personally, I don't think he meant to hit him with that much force. But again, it does look bad. You can't necessarily judge intent. You could judge only what happened. And then with his history, like I understand the punishment. So those are my thoughts on it.
Honestly, bro, even Nurkic said they need to get this man some help because what was that for? It was so unnecessary. It was so unnecessary. And you can't judge intent, but bro, look at this man's past and history. Like you said, we seen clips of him kicking people in the nuts, stomping on people's chests, elbowing people, throwing balls at people's heads, like cursing and like getting texts and fouls all over the place. It's like, bro, it's not. No, you're in the wrong sport. Like, go sign up for WWE. Go talk to Vince McMahon or go sign up for UFC, bro. I'm pretty sure if it was in either one of those sports, especially UFC, Draymond will get his ass kicked. The reason why he's doing this is because these players these days are soft. They're not going to defend themselves too much like that. He wasn't meant for this era of basketball. Let's just say that. That's my opinion, but I'm done talking. I'm sorry. Let me stop. The haterade is spilling out the cup right now.
Day one feel very passionate about this topic. I see. He don't even talk this passionate about his Eagles, man. But
shut up, bro.
But nah, on some serious note, like he's out of pocket now. This is his third ejection, second suspension. He's suspended indefinitely. He just had a 5-game suspension for putting somebody in a headlock. This time he's suspended indefinitely. Don't know what that means. Last time we seen somebody suspended indefinitely was John Morant because of the gun situation. Two totally different situations. But John Morant did get 8 games off that and had counseling. They said they want Draymond to see counseling as well. So we'll see. I think he should be out 10, 15 games at the least. But we'll see how the
That's it. That's it.
He just had 5.
30. He didn't learn from putting Rudy Gobert in a chokehold like not even a month and a half ago. 30.
30 is for like fighting though. Like
30 bad.
His actions were fighting. This man has a history. I'm sorry.
30, like 30 is almost half the season, bro. 30, yeah, like 30 of the season, bro. Like
they just don't like if it was the day one, it'd be out the league. It'd be out the league. But yeah, like 10 to 15 probably. But this is a repeat offender as well. He's out of control at this point. I'm being honest. He has been wilding. I don't know what's gotten into him, like what's going on. I think part of it is because they're losing. They're 10 and 13 right now, 11th in the Eastern Conference, and I mean in the Western Conference. I'm sorry, I don't probably see them if they get in. It's probably going to be in a play-in tournament, and that'd be their way into the playoffs. But the West is very, very good this year when you look at the depth. And you look at the teams that's been playing, you got even Houston and teams like that that's in the playoffs right now. They improve a lot. So, I don't know if this Warriors team even make it to the playoffs. But as far as Draymond Green, I mean, he's out of control. And who's to blame, honestly, is the Warriors for enabling it for so long. They allowed him to get away with the antics, even going back to, getting kicked out the finals, hitting Steven Adams in the nuts, the Jordan Poole situation, stumping on Sabonis' chest. This is all stuff that's happened within the last 15 months for Draymond, and I think it's done got to that point of like they're not producing on the court. So you can't really tolerate it no more. There's going to be a point in time like it's tolerance and productivity. His productivity is not that high right now. So the tolerance is very low. But this is kind of on the Warriors for allowing this to go on for so long, honestly, in my opinion. But yeah, Draymond wilding for this one. I'm not going to lie. Bro is bugging. And I'm not the biggest Draymond Green fan either, but I don't hate him like day one. I hate him.
I don't care, bro. I'm telling the truth, bro. This guy's he's a maniac. He's unhinged. He needs to be in a padded room with a straight jacket.
That's crazy, bro.
Don't care. But I'm smiling now, ladies and gentlemen, because this topic is over. I can stop venting about this guy. So let us know in the comment section what you guys feel about Draymond Green's indefinite suspension. Let us know if you guys feel it was deserved. Give us your thoughts and opinions about Draymond's behavior over his career. Let us know if you guys think him attacking Nurkic was justified. Just give your thoughts and comments and opinions about the whole Draymond suspension in the comment section below. Well, TF2, we appreciate you having you here on the show. Thank you for definitely jumping in on this episode 36. Definitely been trying to get you on the show for a while, and it definitely happened. So we appreciate you coming on here. Is there anything you got to say to the viewers, or whoever watching or listening?
Appreciate y'all for having me, man. And like I said, keep doing your thing, man. I'm proud of y'all for real.
Appreciate that, bro.
Appreciate you for coming on as well. Appreciate the love and support. You've been one of our supporters for day one. We've been trying to get you on here for a while, and I'm happy that we finally been able to get you on here for sure. Definitely got to get you back on here again whenever you got the time.
Most def.
For sure.
Hey, keep killing it, bro. I'll see you soon, man.
Yes, sir.
Do your thing.
Love you, man.
Love.
Yes, sir. Bye. Say nah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, last topic of the night. UFC 296 is this Saturday. Our main event is Leon Edwards versus Colby Covington in a welterweight championship showdown. This will be going down in Las Vegas, Nevada at the T-Mobile Arena. We have some important matchups to go over. We're going to give y'all our predictions and picks, so let's get right into it. All right, first matchup we can go over in the featherweight division. We got Josh Emmett versus Bryce Mitchell. Who you got, bro?
So this one was supposed to be the feature prelim, but Ian Gary is now out with pneumonia. So he is now done on the card, sadly. But we fill it in with Josh Emmett and Bryce Mitchell, a veteran guy who's been here for a while, and a young guy that's just trying to get, his foot in his division and make a name for himself. I think this is going to be a very, very good matchup. I think this one got a lot of tough decisions to be made on
It
this.
does.
This is a tough decision, but I'm gonna go with Josh Emmett. He is the underdog in this one via ESPN bet. He's a plus 185 underdog. I just think he is still one of the best in that 145 division. In my personal opinion, I don't think he's a top guy anymore. He's kind of relegated to that gatekeeper spot at this point. But I don't think Bryce Mitchell is yet ready to take that next step to get into that 145. I think because if you beat Josh Emmett now, we're talking about the Taportias and the Volks and all that. You start to put yourself in that conversation for a title shot. I don't think he's there yet. I think Josh Emmett gets it done and get the dub in this one.
Not gonna lie. You got Josh Emmett coming off of 2 straight losses to Yair Rodriguez in February. Then you got Tuporia. He lost against him in June. Back-to-back losses by Josh Emmett. This hurts him a little bit. But like you said, he's been in the game for a while. He's a seasoned vet, 38 years old. He's one of the guys in his division that's really good.
But when you mention those two guys, you also got to mention one was for the interim championship, Yair Rodriguez, who had the interim belt, and the other was against a guy who was fighting for the belt.
For a belt. That's true.
So
that is true. And before that, Josh Emmett was on a roll. I'm not gonna lie. I can see Bryce Mitchell coming in and winning his fight. I mean, he's like you said, he's a new guy trying to get his feet wet in this division. This division can get really scary once you get to the top, but I feel like he can definitely take Josh Emmett to the decision. I mean, his last fight, he went with each to the decision at UFC Fight Night. I just think Bryce Mitchell, he's gonna edge his fight out. Definitely, I think he's definitely good standing up. I don't see Josh Emmett get knocked out or anything. I can definitely see this fight going the distance, but give me Bryce Mitchell. All right, on to the next one. The lightweight division, we got the seasoned veteran Tony Ferguson, who's been in this for a while. He'll be facing the newcomer, the hype man, Paddy Pimblett.
this is a tough one for me. This one is so tough, but I gotta take all personal bias out this one and give it to you, real. I gotta give it to you, real. RP Tony Ferguson, man. This is it. It's
a nail in the coffin
for him. This is the nail in the coffin.
Nail in the coffin.
R.I.P. Tony Ferguson. I got Paddy Pimblett. He hasn't fought in a year, but I think this is a good fight for him to get one, his footing, and two, start to get ranked and make some noise in that division, get within that light heavyweight conversation of one of the better light heavyweights in that deep division, which is probably the best division in all the combat sports.
Facts.
Yeah, give me Paddy in this one to get it done.
Not gonna lie, bro. As great as Tony Ferguson has been before he went on before he started going on the 6-fight losing streak, Tony Ferguson was one of the best in this division. He fought for the belt against Justin Gaethje, and that's where honestly his career fell apart during the COVID years. He suffered 6 straight losses. The interim title fight against Justin Gaethje, then Charles Oliveira, then Beneil Dariush, then Michael Chandler. We all remember that highlight reel. Then Nate Diaz, then Bobby Green a couple months ago. So it's like, bro, honestly, I think this is Tony's last fight. This is probably a retirement fight for Tony Ferguson. I think Paddy's going to put him away. Paddy definitely has a lot of hype. He hasn't fought in over 2 years, but I think Paddy comes in and knocks off this old man. He's going to put the nail in the coffin for Tony Ferguson, but this is definitely going to be a battle for sure. So don't think it's going to be a dominant fight, but I think Paddy's puts him away for sure. All right, on to the next one. Third fight. Shavkat Rakhmonov. He's going to be fighting Stephen Thompson in the welterweight division.
Number 5 versus number 6. We got a big matchup in this one. We got Shavkat Rakhmonov, the rising star. He hasn't lost a fight yet. 17-0, all finishes, 8 TKOs and 9 submissions. This guy is coming. He is next up. He is going to be a problem in that 170 division for the near future against Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. I like Wonderboy.
Wonderboy. Wonder Boy's tough. I'm not gonna lie.
He's 40. He's still got
40
it.
and still got it. Yeah.
He's still got it. One of the best kickboxers ever to ever live, in my personal opinion. And like I said, bro, he still got it. He's 40, but he just beat Kevin Holland, a guy that was on the rise just a year ago. I think, but I'm going with Shavkat in this one. Shavkat is just phenomenal. Ground game, standing up wherever you want to go, he can go, and he's comfortable doing it. And he just finishes people. He just knows how to finish people. I don't know.
Done.
And he comes from that part of the world, not exactly Russia, but that part of the world where they just fight a little different. They just fight a little bit nastier. I don't know what they do over there, but yeah,
I gotta fighting bears. They be fighting bears and shit, bro.
Yeah, they do. You see me fighting in the jungle with a grizzly bear and help the bear. They really be doing that type stuff. But yeah, I'm going with Shavkat in this one. I'm not gonna lie. I love Wonder Boy too. I'm a big Wonder Boy fan, but I gotta go with Shavkat.
You mentioned Stephen Thompson, how he's definitely one of the best kickboxers in the combat sports, and he's 40 years old, still doing it, still putting up great fights. But Shavkat, definitely 17-0. He's on a tear. If Shavkat gets this win, bro, he's definitely going up in the rankings in this division for sure. I'm with you, bro. I see Rakhmonov getting this win over Stephen Boy Thompson. I think Shavkat gets it done in the second or third round. I think he gets him out of here. Possibly he can get it done in the first round. He's been on a roll. So I wouldn't be surprised if he gets Steven out there early, but Steven's just going to give him all he has. Steven's 40 years old. He's still doing this. Can't count him out. He's one of the gatekeepers of the UFC, but it's still very impressive that he's doing it at this age. So, but respectfully, though, I'm definitely Wonder Boy fan as well, but I don't think he's messing with Rakhmonov. So give me Rakhmonov in this one. All right, on to the co-main event for the flyweight title. Alex Pantoja, he'll be facing Brandon Royval. This is going to be a great fight. These two are seeing each other again after Pantoja defeated him a couple years ago via submission. Now the belt is on the line. It's different.
This is another good one. I mean, when you I'm gonna start off with the champion. The champion, he went out there and beat Brandon Moreno in a very, very good fight. I think that was a very close fight that could have went either way, but I think he pulled it out in the end with a couple takedowns and the ground control that he had in that fight. And then you look on the other end, the challenger and Brandon Royval. This guy's starting to grow on me, and he's been improving since he suffered 2 losses to Brandon Moreno and Alex Pantoja. So since that fight, he's been 3-0, 1 submission, 1 knockout, both in the first round in his most 2 recent fights. I'm gonna go with Brandon in this one. I think what it is something about when you fight somebody again for the second time.
That's true.
And I think what it is as well, especially for these young guys, when they first get in, they're so aggressive and they've been so cocky because they run through so many people from the lower ranks, and coming into the UFC, you run through so many people. Just think about it, bro. His first 2 fights before this was Kai Kara-France and Tim Elliott. He submitted both of them. So he was on a buzzsaw, and then you run into Brandon Moreno and Alex Pantoja, and it made you realize what the top is like, what those top guys is like. And since then, he's been 3-0, and he's been proved a lot. And I think he's learned a lot. I think he's going to make the proper adjustments to go out there and get the win and get his hand raised and new. Yes, sir. I'm going with Brandon Royval.
That's a steep pick, bro. But I can see what you're saying, bro. I'm not going to lie. This is going to be a definitely gritty fight. Last time we saw these 2 fight, like I said, Pantoja defeated him via second round submission. And you're not wrong. It's different when you fight a fighter twice. That second fight is like you know this guy. Like, for instance, Francis Ngannou and Stipe Miocic. Stipe Miocic and Daniel Cormier. We know how this goes. Usman and Leon Edwards. That's what I'm saying. So it's like, bro, it's just different. That second fight just be different. Royval definitely has been on a 3-fight win streak. He's been doing his thing, but we saw Pantoja win the belt this past July. He defeated Brandon Moreno in a close fight. And I'm not gonna lie, bro, this fight gonna go down to decision again. I think this fight goes a distance. I think we're gonna have, and still, give me Alex Pantoja retaining his flyweight championship. He's gonna get it done. That's who I got. But I don't fault you for picking Royval. I really don't, bro. But this is gonna be a great fight. All right, let's finish this one off, man. Main event of the evening for the welterweight championship. Leon Edwards will be taking on Colby Covington for his second title defense. Kobe Covington has not fought in years, and he's automatically pushed into this title slot fight. A lot of people think it's unfair, but it seems like Dana White has a lot of favoritism towards Kobe. So, who you got, Khalil?
Why is he even in this fight, bro? I don't.
Exactly.
How do you earn a fight in which your last 5 fights you beat Robbie Lawler, right? Then get knocked out to Kamaru Usman. Cool. Then fight a year later against Tyron Woodley, who was washed. He knocks him out in the 5th round, and then he goes to Kamaru, gets to fight Kamaru Usman again. Doesn't really. He loses that one, and then your last fight is March of 2022 against a guy that's now retired and Jorge Masvidal, who was definitely past his prime, and that warrants you for a title fight. He doesn't even earn a spot to be here. And
this is the real Dana White treatment. This is the real Dana White treatment.
Blatant Dana White treatment. Because I get, if you want to argue guys like Sean O'Malley and stuff like that, at least Sean O'Malley fought somebody to prove that he can be up there, with those guys. He got pushed up from 11 to fight a 2, but he beat the 2 at the end of the day get in this spot. Kobe Covington beat fucking Jorge Masvidal, who's past his prime, who retired, rightfully so. Like, please stop it. And it wasn't even, he won convincingly, of course, but it wasn't pure domination. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, we got to get this guy. I don't know how
it was wrestling the whole time. It was wrestling.
I don't know how he's here, but he is at the end of the day. I'm going with Leon. I hope Leon wins. I hope Leon knocks him out. Like this one's getting me worked up because I feel you. And I'm not one to be like, oh, this guy doesn't this guy deserves it. This guy doesn't. Da da da. But he hasn't fought since March of 2022. It's almost 2 years. We're about to be. It's December of 2023. It's about to be 2 years since his last fight, and somehow he gets this fight. I don't know how, but give me Leon. I think what happened in the Kamaru fight, in the second Kamaru fight, really the first one of the 2 title fights that they had, gave him a lot of confidence, and you've seen that confidence in the second title fight against Kamaru. I think he's just gaining his confidence, especially as a striker. He's starting to learn that, he's one of the taller guys in his division. He got a longer wingspan. He uses it to his advantage. As long as he stay off the mat, I don't see him having no problems. And I hope he knocks Kobe Covington out. I really hope he knocks Kobe Covington out. And if he do, this is the last we got to hear of him because he's not getting another title shot.
Bro, this man hates Kobe Covington, it seems like.
It's not that I hate him. Don't get me wrong. He's not my favorite fighter at all. But he doesn't deserve to be in this position. At the end of the day, he does not deserve to be in this position that he's in. But somehow we're here and we're talking about it, and he's fighting on Saturday. So
for a title. It's just really kind of head-scratching and mind-boggling and kind of infuriating for anybody else in this division that Kobe Covington, who hasn't fought in almost 2 years, getting a title shot against Leon Edwards, coming off of back-to-back wins against one of the best welterweights in all time in Kamaru Usman. I think Leon Edwards is going to win. I think he's going to beat Kobe Covington this year. Kobe does not deserve it. Kobe, honestly, this is just bringing views, honestly. It's bringing views and money to the UFC. Dana White is just honestly thinking about his ego and think about the bank instead of thinking about who actually deserves a title fight with Leon. I think Leon, as long as he can stay off the mat, just like Khalil said, and keep him standing up, he going to beat Kobe Covington. Honestly, bro, I understand where Khalil's anger is coming from. Kobe really does not deserve this fight. But we'll see if Leon Edwards can get him up out of here. I think this fight is going to go the distance, though. If Kobe Covington somehow wins this fight, though, we will not hear the end of it. We will not hear the end of it if Kobe Covington somehow wins this fight, which we hope he doesn't. I don't think he will, but I just already know, bro. Kobe Covington, he's just that type of dude where he's very irritable every time he opens his mouth and he does stuff, and he's annoying to watch, honestly. But he's a really good wrestler. So, I mean, as long as Leon Edwards can stay off the ground, I think Leon Edwards is going to win. It's going to go the distance, though. I think he's going to be retaining his title. So, and still for the welterweight champ. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it for our UFC picks. UFC 296. Again, it is this Saturday in Las Vegas at 11 p.m. Eastern. Make sure y'all tune in on pay-per-view, ESPN Plus, or any type of other pay-per-view you want to buy, or however you want to watch it. That is on you. I'm not telling you ways to watch it. I'm not advertising for anything. I don't get paid to say that. But let us know y'all picks and thoughts and comments about UFC 296 in the comment section below. We gave our picks. Give us y'all thoughts and opinions about our picks. Let us know if y'all see any upsets or surprises. Let us know y'all fight of the night picks and fight bonuses as well. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of Before the Horn podcast, episode 36. Make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you for whatever platform or listening or watching us on. We appreciate all the feedback. Again, like, comment, share, subscribe. Again, give TS2 some love as well. Give him a follow. His Instagram will be in the description box as well. Also, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys check out our Patreon. For little as $2 a month, y'all can support us. We just regular people, man, work regular jobs. We're trying to make it with this podcast and make it in life even more. We're blessed and highly favored, but this podcast can definitely take off with more support besides just us. So for as little as $2 a month, y'all can definitely support us. We got merch coming out soon. Just keep waiting on it. We making the designs right now. We trying to get an order in. We've been having some issues finding some partners that make good t-shirts for us, but don't worry, they are on the way. And again, we just keep thanking y'all for supporting us and liking these videos. So just make sure y'all keep running it up and supporting us. Thank you. Much love.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We appreciate the love and support we be getting. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Before the Horn Podcast, TikTok at Twitter and Before the Horn Pod. Make sure you keep interacting. Tell a friend to tap in, listen to us. You know, like as you can see, we've been having guests on. So let us know if you would like to be a guest. Let us know if you're interested. Like I said before, we love to talk. So if you want to talk with us, bring it on. You just better come correct. That's all I'll say. But we appreciate all the fan interaction we're getting. Till next time.
Again, make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe. Also, follow us on our personal Instagrams. They're on the screen as well as the description box. Thank y'all for supporting us and watching Before the Horn Podcast, episode 36. We shall see y'all on Tuesday.